Hi, this is Mimi from Mimi's Paper Crafting. Welcome back to my channel, and there's a puppy on my lap, so we'll see how that goes. As you can see, my desk is full of a bunch of different items. I thought I would do a little video about the different household items that you may have around your house that you can use in a journal. So what I'm going to do is pause, straighten up a little bit, and then I will go through everything that I have on my desk, plus a few other things that I really couldn't grab right now because there's a dog on my lap. So let me be right back. Off to the side as much as I can, and I have my list here. I made a list because, I always make a list. So first is photos. I don't have any here. I literally just filmed a short where I used photos, so I wish I would have filmed this first because I had photos. But now I don't, so there's that. But yes, you can use photos. Also, pardon the noise and everything. Like I said, there's a little wiener on my lap. Product packaging. Now, I obviously would not use this whole thing. This is huge. If I made this, I loved it, and I wanted to document it, I would just use the top here, okay? Or I would cut out this picture and then this part here and put it on top of the picture. I would find a way to use this, but I would not. I mean, this box is huge. You don't want to use the whole box. Unless you have that big of a journal. My journals are never that big. But most of the time I use this part or the bottom part, whichever, and then I would use this. Okay, so that's how I use product boxes or product packaging. And if you're going to use product packaging, anything like that has touched food, the stuff comes in a bag inside, so it's okay. But anything that has touched food, please wash it before you put it in your journal. I always wash mine before I put them in my journal. And my phone turned off, so. Okay, other things. Tissue paper. This, I got a book from Pango, and my book came wrapped in this tissue paper. I shoved it in the drawer. So tissue paper and wrapping paper. I did have some wrapping paper here the other day, and I don't know what I did with it, but I did have some sitting here. I have no idea where it went. But yes, tissue paper, wrapping paper, anything like that can be used in your journal. Also, here we go. Here is my big container of different bags. You can use like goodie bags. Here's lunch bags. Here's mini lunch bags. I have these bags that all kinds of stuff had come in, and I saved them and I put them aside, and I could use these for pockets in my journals. They're all different kind. I don't even know where half of these have come from. They were in my stash. You can use plastic bags. These are little Valentine gnome ones I just got at the Dollar Tree. Here's some plain plastic bags, and you can use gift bags. This is an Easter gift bag that I have in my stash, and I would just, either you could literally fold it and use it as a journal cover. Okay, you could use this as a journal cover and fold this over, and there you go. You have a nice little journal cover, or in half and use it as a journal cover. Okay, so you could do that, or you can cut pieces out of it and use that in your journal. So bags. Any kind of bags that you can think of can go in your journal. The nice thing about these paper bags is, let me grab one. If you glue just this down, just this piece down on the page, you can then pick it up and open up the bag. Okay? Or you can just glue the entire bag down and have it just a pocket. So there's that way to use bags. Let's see. Okay, so things that I don't have on hand because I have a dog in my lap are receipts. I like to add a lot of receipts to my journal so I know how much I paid for things, and I think that's fun to go back years later and look to see how much you paid for things. Cards that you get in the mail. I seem to get a lot of those free cards. You know what I'm talking about? Do you get those free cards all the time? I get them all the time. You can use those, or cards you get in the mail from people that you actually know, cards you make, cards you buy pre-bought, like cards from the Dollar Tree. All of those can go in a journal. And then, of course, stickers. So I have 4 just random sticker books that I've gotten in Echo Park mystery boxes. These are great for putting in your journal, especially if you're traveling or, you know, kids, back to school. That's just these ones that I have here. Those are great to use in your journal. Ticket stubs, tickets that come in ephemera packs, but ticket stubs for the movies, for concerts, for flights. Always using ticket stubs. You can also use ribbon if you have ribbon around your house, twine, lace. I didn't grab any lace. Elastic is great for closing journals or even making journals. So elastic, you can use yarn, seam binding, that kind of stuff. So these kind of things are great to use in your journal. And most people have some of this stuff laying around. If you crochet or knit, you're going to have yarn. If you do cross stitch, you're going to have embroidery floss. If you do gardening, you'll probably have some jute twine. If you do any sewing, you could have elastic and ribbon. So this stuff is usually found around the house, and if not, there can be really cheap to buy. I mean, this big thing here was from the Dollar Tree, $1.25 for that. Okay, and then let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I have to put those in the jar, which is why they're sitting there. Buttons. This is my owl jar of buttons. I have all kinds in here. If you don't have a jar of buttons, like, are you okay? Because I have so many jars of buttons. This is just my jar of fun buttons. I have a jar of buttons that came off of clothing packages. I mean, not clothing, but you know, every time, like when you get something that comes with a button, it always comes with spare buttons. If they're not in a little baggie on the tag, they're actually attached somewhere on the article of clothing, just so you know. So that's where most people get their button stash from. So buttons are always a great thing to add in. And like I said, I just have this jar here. It sits on my cart, and when I need a button, I grab it. What else? Beads. Here's some alphabet beads. Like, I know, I mean, friendship bracelets were the in thing this year for the Taylor Swift concert. So friendship bracelet, if you have any beads for making those go great in your journal as little dangles. You can use the elastic to make the dangle, the thread. You can use even safety pins like we did back in the day. I just aged myself. It's okay. So beads are another great thing to use in your journal. And then what else do I have on my list? Calendars. I forgot to grab it. Here, this came in the mail. It's a 2024 free calendar. You could easily rip these pages out. You could use these pages, which are beautiful, but if you need a calendar in your journal, use the calendar page. And it was free. It came in the mail. Along with this thing here also, it's like a little planner that had come in the mail. You could use that. And my dad was throwing away a seed catalog, and I grabbed, look at that cover. Look at that cover. How gorgeous is that cover? I'm like, why are you throwing that out? You give that to me right now. And I ripped the cover off, and then I ripped out some pages that I thought had some cute drawings on it or would go well with certain times of the year. Like all this corn for fall, stuff like that. So you can grab that. Also, let's see, hold on. This is very difficult. Book pages. I have this Agatha Christie book that I used to make my aunt last year a journal, and this is the rest of the guts. And whenever I need a book page, I tear off of this. And by the way, it was a ruined book. The book was actually in really bad shape. That's the only reason I sacrificed it. And I had already read it. So, okay. Magazine pages or clippings. I don't get any magazines. Do you guys still get magazines? I don't get any. So I don't have any here to show you, but magazine pages or clip or just the full pages or pieces you cut out for like glue booking work great. Different kinds of flashcards. These flashcards I got from the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has some amazing flashcards, but look how cute these are. You can just put these in a journal like this itself, like especially if it's like number flashcards are great for using as the date in your journals. But if you're doing a Winnie the Pooh theme, here's Winnie the Pooh ones. They're awesome. Paper doilies. I have this huge pack of paper doilies. You like those? These are really great for using in your journal. What else? Game pieces. So I have these spare Scrabble tiles. For some reason, we had two of the ones with these wooden, and then I got this with the red plastic super cheap at Kmart. Yeah, Kmart. Okay. That's how old they are. So game pieces, I especially love using Scrabble tiles. If you saw my December daily, you would see that I spelled out December using Scrabble tiles. And you can find used old games that are most likely missing pieces at thrift stores, and they're so cheap. And then you can deconstruct them. You can use the game board for a cover for a journal, and you can use all the stuff that goes with it inside the journal. Okay, also coloring book pages. I don't have any on me right now, but coloring book pages, catalogs. Now this is a reproduction of a Sears and Roebuck catalog, because I don't really get catalogs anymore. That's another thing I don't really get anymore. But catalogs are always a good thing to use in your journal. Yeah, so this I got on Amazon. It is in my Amazon storefront if you're interested, but it's a great, and it's huge, and you get so many pages. I will probably never go through that. What else? Oh, puzzle pieces. So this may sound silly, but I mean, I remember even when my kid was in preschool, they used puzzle pieces to make all kinds of things. These are nice big ones, so you can cover them if you want, or just use the pieces itself. Use the back, and you can journal on the back of this, especially since these are so nice and big. This came free with a mug I bought myself for a Christmas mug that had wiener dogs and snowman on it, and the puzzle came with it. So it's only a 50-piece puzzle. I'm probably never going to put it together. Cookbook pages are another thing, especially old vintage cookbook pages, stuff like that. And vinyl. Also fabric. I have scraps of fabric. This one I got at Michael's, but you can get fabric at the Dollar Tree. But if you sew, or somebody you know has sewn, that they've given you their stash, you can use up fabric in your journal. You can use it for covers. You can use it for fabric flips. You can use it for all kinds of things in your journal, tabs, those kind of items. I also have, did I say vinyl? Because I don't have any sitting here, because, you know, vinyl can be used. I use vinyl especially a lot in my mini albums. I like using them as a cover for the spine to A, strengthen the spine, and B, make it look like a book. You know how the books sometimes have that strip that's, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Also, last but not least, tie-dye spray. Now this may sound really stupid, but this tie-dye spray I got on clearance for $1 at Michael's. I have a bunch of, this is actually my last full bottle, but I have some colors somewhere else that I use, and you can A, use them to dye paper, okay? You can use them to dye like you would tea dye or coffee dye. You can use the tie dye to dye printer paper for pages, okay? You can also use this as like you would alcohol ink, like for spray off and stuff like that to decorate. This is great. It dries super fast. It's highly pigmented, and it was $1 for 2 fluid ounces. I've had mine now for like 2 years, and I've barely put a dent. I think most of mine are over half full, and I've used mine to dye paper. Okay, so that's another fun fact. Even if you get the powdered tie-dye, which I saw they were selling, some people found some at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 for the big kits of powdered tie-dye, but I had gotten mine at Michael's on clearance. You can add the powdered tie-dye to water and dye your pages that way. Okay, so that's, I think, everything. Let me double check, make sure I got everything on my list. So I said photos, product packaging, tissue paper, wrapping paper, different kinds of bags, lunch bags, popcorn bags, gift bags, glassine bags, paper goodie bags, plastic bags, receipts, cards, stickers, tickets, ribbon, fabric, lace, twine, elastic, seam binding, which I don't have, buttons, beads, calendars, book pages, magazine pages, flashcards, doilies, coloring book pages, game pieces, puzzle pieces, cookbook pages, vinyl, and tie-dye. So those are all the different things that I could think of off the top of my head that you could find around your house to use. I hope this helped. If you want to see a video, but I mean, you guys, if you watch my channel, you see my journal with me, so you see how I use a lot of this stuff. But if you have a specific question on how to use any of these items, you let me know down below and I will make a video or a short showing how to use some of these items, especially stuff like the tie-dye. If you're really interested in the tie-dye, flashcards, puzzle pieces, anything like that, please let me know down below. I will gladly make a video and show you how I would use them. Anyway, I hope this helped. I'm planning on doing, hold on, let me check my list. I'm planning on doing three more videos on different things for your journal. Okay, I might be able to combine them, so I might be able to do 2 more videos, but that is my plan, is to do at least 2 more videos on other things to use in your journal. So thank you so much for joining me today. Sorry about the crinkling. I'm trying to get to my mouse so I can stop the recording, but there's doilies in the way. I'll just pull my hair. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I really hope that this little video helped. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully without a dog on my lap.